So I've got an exciting author to talk about today. This author is Christina Henry. I'm going to talk about a book of hers called Lost Boys, which is an adaptation of Peter Pan and Hook. Now, Christina Henry does a lot of adaptations of different fairy tales. She's got a book called Alice, obviously Alice in Wonderland, Red Queen, which obviously focuses on the Red Queen in Alice in Wonderland, and The Mermaid, which would be adaptation of The Little Mermaid. But today is her adaptation on Peter Pan and Hook, Lost Boy. There is one version of the story that everyone knows, and then there is the truth. This is how it happened, how I went from being Peter Pan's first and favourite lost boy to his greatest enemy. Peter brought me to this island because there were no rules and no grown-ups to make us mind. He brought boys from the other place to join in the fun, but Peter's idea of fun is sharper than a pirate's sword. Because it's never been all fun and games on the island. Our neighbours are pirates and monsters. Our toys are knives, sticks and rocks, the kinds of playing things that bite. Peter promised we would all be young and happy forever. So to start with, I guess I should warn you that for the first 20 to 30% of this book, it was a little bit hard to get into. I didn't feel like it was a Peter Pan novel. I didn't feel like it was a Never Never Land. It does have a little bit differences to the conventional Peter Pan. For example, they have this thing on the island which is like a monster called the Many Eyes. Now I'm sure you can imagine this is a monster with many eyes. But once you get into that 20-30%, you just get sucked in and all of a sudden you're in Never Never Land and you can't put the book down. So I think the book mainly is so interesting because it does give you a different perspective on Peter Pan and Hook, although you don't know him as Hook yet. Now, I don't want to give too much away. This is a review that I'll have to talk very carefully about because it is something that if you talk about in too much depth, it will give the good stuff away, basically. But mainly this book is so amazing because it does give you that different perspective. It also has thrills, it has plot twists. You get to love the characters before you know who they're going to turn into, before you know their backstory, before they finally tell you who they really are. Now, this book also gives you something else. It gives you a kind of a backstory of Peter Pan and who he really is. Is he a boy that just found this island, or who is he? Now that is what you need to read this book to find out, because that is going to be your biggest plot twist. That's all I'm going to say about it. I think that's really all I can say about this book without giving too much away, because it is intricate, and if you start to talk about it too much, you do give too much away. So I think I have to leave it at the fact that this book is amazing. It is a page turner. And it's so intricate, and it just gives you this entirely different view of Peter Pan and its characters. Because of this, I'm going to give it a full 6 out of 6 CalValStars and recommend it 100%. I can't wait to read another Christina Henry book. I think she's amazing, and if her books on other fairy tales are as good as this, then I can't wait, and it's going to be amazing. So 6 out of 6 CalValStars for me, and recommending it 100%. This book is well written. It is a page turner, and just read it.